Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second half of the 2025 Formula One season, kicking off in Belgium at the famous track of Spa Francorchamps. It's a Belgian Grand Prix, and this is a late part on the Apex preview. We just got done with sprint qualifying about an hour or two ago, and we are in the middle of the weekend already because it's a sprint weekend. But before we go on, Aniket, who the heck does a sprint at Spa?
Only the bosses at F1 would have decided something like that. I think everyone here on Pod the Apex especially hates the idea of sprint at Spa
Yeah.
because the track is so damn long
Yeah.
and
You're
every
like what? Three laps, one formation lap. Oh, time up. Bye bye.
exactly you barely have like 10 to 12 laps of meaningful racing in even an actual race.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you are doing the same in Spa as part of a sprint race where you probably get like 4 5 laps of racing.
Man,
Pretty
imagine.
annoying.
So imagine if it rained tomorrow. I think the official length of the sprint is I think 15 laps. But
Hmm.
imagine even a 15 lap sprint race, right?
Hmm.
Let's say it rains. Then you have like 7 laps of the safety car. What 5 6 laps of race?
I know, and there's high chances of rain, right, for the next couple of days. And with rain, with Spa, we always know safety car is something that is always a possibility
Yeah,
because
yeah.
of rainy conditions.
I mean, I'll be
And
very surprised if we don't have a safety car.
I
Uh,
mean, we did have Spa in 2021 when it was called off
yeah, it was only
as
we had
well.
a
So we
safety
have
car.
that. We we saw that episode as well. So we hope something like that doesn't happen. But
Yeah, yeah. I hope we
just
have a
just the
proper race.
there's the annoyance of having a sprint here when we could probably have a sprint at any other number of tracks which
Exactly.
which you've had on the calendar will have in the next couple of races. So
Yeah,
little
it's
annoying, but we do get more action to talk about, so that's helpful. But all in all, not a good idea to have a sprint here.
yeah. And the other thing is also, it's not just F1 having bonkers ideas. It's also Pirelli. They're having their tires with one step difference. I think between the medium and hard this weekend. So yeah, it's the C1, C3, and C4. Really, you're trying that at Spa when on Sunday with such a high chance of rain, you're just going to be the inters anyway. And then people like, oh, it didn't work out. Okay, back to our three consecutive compounds. Like, come on, man! It's like nobody is thinking at all. This weekend,
Yeah,
it's
again, I hope if they bring these tire coupons to more races, then probably we'll say yes. Keep doing this. It probably improves action. But if Spa gives us an what do you say, a treacherous kind of a track or
yeah,
mixed condition, then it'll be very like problematic to have these tires here or to test these tires
right,
compounds here. So we won't get that excitement of different tire strategies.
exactly. Yeah, I think the weather forecast. Since we're talking about weather, I mean Sunday definitely there is a lot of rain forecast for Sunday. I think tomorrow, not a lot really. I think tomorrow it seems to be dry throughout the day. There's like a 20% chance of rain.
It's got similar weather to Silverstone, right? You never know with Spa. You have
True.
because the track is so long for some of our new viewers who might not know about Spa. It's like
Yes.
a almost a 2 minute kind of a lap.
Yeah.
So you'll
Yeah.
have rain on one part of the track and you'll have it probably dry on some other part of the track.
Yeah. It's the longest track on the calendar. 7 kilometers.
Sometimes it's annoyingly long, right? You're waiting for a lap to finish and it's still not finished until it's halfway around the lap.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Spa has like an exception for the lap to be this long. I think other tracks there's like a 5.5 or something, some kind of that limit. Spa because it's an old track. I mean, you really can't cut Spa. I think the current Spa track is also a bit shorter than what it used to be before. So yeah, I mean, laps are going to take forever. Like you said, your quali laps are 1 minute 40, so your race laps are probably close to 2 minutes. Imagine,
That's so
imagine you're
true.
sitting in the grandstands. You're waiting 2 minutes for a car to go past you, and there's 44
Yeah.
laps. So it's like You're going to see 44. Me. That's it. Done. You're done. Yeah.
Yeah, and definitely the spectacle. I think everyone would love to go to Spa to watch a
Right.
race,
Yeah.
especially on the long straight.
Right.
Just catching a glimpse of some of the cars there. But
Yeah.
nevertheless,
Spa.
I think
Mhm.
I think that even if it's a 2 minute track, 3 minute track, the
Yeah.
F1 fans and us will definitely want to go and watch
Oh yeah,
a race
definitely.
like
I
that.
think Spa is one of the classic tracks. It's a favorite of lot of the drivers. Like Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen. Michael Schumacher famously loved Spa. So it's a very driver challenging circuit. A lot of technical details. It feels like Silverstone, doesn't it, Aniket? You have your high speed corners, your medium speed corners, and your long straights. Especially the back straight, even with some of its turns, they just flat out. I think a lot of the end of sector 2 and the beginning of 3 as well.
Yeah, and it's got probably one of the greatest what corners in the world,
A lot of
or yeah.
famous corners, right? Eau
But
Rouge,
but
bus
Eau
stop
Rouge is like
chicane.
the most famous kind of
Yeah,
corner, right? The one which goes up and
exactly.
up into the straight. So we'll always have a glimpse of Eau Rouge when we talk about Spa, right?
Right.
Because it's that iconic corner. It's like the
Yeah,
Suzuka, we have the spoon curve,
the
and it's
SS.
like Brazil, we have the Senna S's. So
Yeah,
in Spa, it's Eau Rouge, Pujon, probably. Yeah.
yeah. And of course, the famous bus stop chicane.
I
Just
don't.
love that
I think
name, man.
Martin Mandel was saying on commentary, right?
Yeah,
It's
he
not the bus
hates.
stop.
Yeah,
He
he
hates
doesn't
it.
like
He
that
loves
term.
the old bus stop chicane.
Yeah.
When it used to go the other way. I kind of love the old one too, man. I don't like the new one.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Spa, obviously, it's a track with a lot of layout changes.
Yes.
Aniket, the original Spa track layout, way before the F1 World Championship started, was close to 15 kilometers. It's a big track. And then I think after that track existed for good, I think 15, 16 years. And then for the next 40 years, we had this a bit smaller 14-kilometer track layout. And then, yeah, eventually it had, yeah, I mean, more chops. I think as F1 became more professional and more kind of, you know, um, what do you say? Kind of,
Kind of a time intensive sport.
yeah, time intensive and more like professional, more,
Yeah.
strategy and all of that. I think the track did get shorter, but yeah, it's still very long. It's 7 kilometers. Um, but I think a lot of the original sections of that original track are still there. Like I think Eau Rouge and all of that, and yeah. But yeah, that is Spa. Always a fun track to go racing at, both for drivers and for viewers. And we just got a sprint qualifying. Aniket, we had a papaya sandwich at the top. Do you think it's going to be the same top three, or will someone from below, maybe Charles Leclerc or I don't know, George Russell from outside the top 10, make a charge, or do you think it's going to be the same top three for the maybe
I think,
Lando overtakes Max, I guess, but
yeah, but knowing Spa, I think
I mean,
it
assuming
could
it's
have
going
been
to be a
this.
dry race because the forecast is kind of
It
dry.
depends, right? For now, if forecast is mixed, definitely there'll be a lot more drivers
Yeah,
waiting to pounce. But if
right.
it's, let's assume that it's a dry qualifying.
Hmm. No, I'm talking about
I'm
the sprint
expect.
race tomorrow.
Oh, okay, the sprint race tomorrow. Yeah, I think more or less the top three are kind of in their own league. I feel at this point,
Yeah.
their speed is kind of different to everyone else. I think Ferrari are definitely still have problems with their car. Mercedes have not impressed so far.
I
I'm
mean,
not
Charles
expecting.
was close to Lando. He was just a tenth behind Lando Norris.
I mean, as and you can see the Ferrari is generally better in the race, but so is the McLaren,
Yeah,
and Max is generally very good at Spa. So I don't see the top three changing. To
yeah,
be frank, unless somebody has issues or Max say goes bowling into turn one for some
yeah,
reason. But
yeah. I
I'm
think.
very
Mhm.
interested to see the sprint to up Eau Rouge and
Oh
up to
yeah.
the camel. It's called, what is it called? The Camel Straight, or no? It's Camel Straight, or I forgot the name of the straight. So basically
Oh, the long.
the the long straight which goes up through
Right,
Eau
right.
Rouge.
Yeah, I think that's a camel straight. Yeah,
Camel Straight, yeah.
yeah.
So the Camel Straight will be interesting to see if Max has some kind of impact, or if Lando comes through from P3.
Right, right. Yeah, I mean certainly, but I think looking at the quali times today, and I mean obviously the grid is also a bit out of order because of our three retirements, not retirements, but three exits. But yeah, since the sprint is so short, especially for we all got 15 laps if you're lucky. If you have no safety
It's
cars,
more like a 4 lap sprint
yeah, exactly.
because you're gonna have everyone on medium tires, and the medium tires will probably start going away in like 6 7
Yeah,
laps.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
I feel maybe I think I don't want to jinx it, but I think Leclerc is the only guy outside the top three who has any chance of breaking into the top three because he's pretty close to Lando in quali. All throughout, not all throughout, but it's at least in Q2 and Q3, he was pretty close to Lando. And basically the top three, I mean. So yeah, I really don't see anybody else because who are the other people who can make a difference, right? Lewis Hamilton, P18. I think, yeah, to talk about Lewis, he
I
had,
think making up like say 10 places
yeah.
in 11 to 12 laps is
I
very
don't know.
very
Maybe
difficult.
maybe Lewis can do what Sonny Hayes did, right? Start the formation lap very late, so then he can overtake 10 laps at 10 cars at once because the tires are so fresh, right?
So you're saying he starts like he purposely delays the formation lap.
Yeah,
Well, let's see others go, and then the
yeah,
problem is not resolved.
yes,
Let's
yes,
go.
yeah. So when Oscar is going down Camel Straight, Lewis said, "Okay, finally time to start my formation."
And Lewis is behind him, literally behind him. No, no, okay, you're talking about the formation lap.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
formation. So yeah, Lewis will just start his formation lap late, like Sonny Hills, and then he'll overtake 10 cars they'll start because his tires are so fresh. uh, but yeah, definitely it's going to be. Yeah, I mean because Lewis and George are so behind, I think they'll probably be stuck trying to overtake all the cars in front of them. So it's very the top three, top four have like a very easy race tomorrow as long as they keep it clean, right?
I mean, it looks like it's gonna be clean because uh, the only way it can go wrong is Max or somebody behind him outbreaks himself, which I don't see happening.
I mean, if Max and Lando decide to go fighting again.
I don't think I mean, if they go fighting again, that'll be good entertainment for us.
Yeah. But that basically means Oscar won the championship at that point.
Exactly. I wouldn't say he won the championship because it's what 7 points, right? But still,
Yeah,
Oscar's
yeah.
going great guns so far.
Yep.
So
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see how the sprint shakes out. But as we since sprint quali is done, I think we'll not do predictions for the sprint section of the race. But yeah, let's start with the thought in the
by the way,
oh
if
sorry.
any of you all watching the episode is seeing me in very like a sad condition, it's because of what happened in sprint quali today.
Yeah. Aniket
So,
is totally dazed and out of order today. With Lewis Hamilton in P18. But I think, yeah, I think Aniket, all else, what I'll say is, I think was unlucky to get out in SQ1.
but did you think it was a car problem or a driver problem?
No, see, it's funny. I think it was a driver mistake, but I think it was an unfortunate mistake. I think
I mean, it had to happen on the last corner, right?
exactly.
All throughout the lap, I'm like, something could happen on this lap because he left
Yeah,
it too late. Firstly,
yeah. He was doing well till then, right? I think his first
he would have got through to Q2, SQ2 basically.
easily would have gone to SQ2,
Uh,
right? And he's not that slow compared to Charles, right? So he would have easily gone to SQ2. I think his first banker lap, he went a little early. So, I mean, we did see a lot of track evolution today. Like, Aniket, do you remember the end of SQ2? My goodness. That was a really crazy track evolution we saw at the end of SQ2. We had all kinds of crazy things like um, Oscar Piastri almost got out of SQ2, but then he put in his lap and I think what went
yeah, track
P1
evolution.
went P1 at the end or some P3 at the end or something. But yeah, there was crazy amounts of track evolution today. So yeah, I think Lewis was just unfortunate that his flying lap, his second flying lap, he had a mistake, and his first flying lap he went a little early, and his time he got overtaken by everybody else because it was so early. The track, it was not rubbered in. He didn't get enough grip.
No, he made a mistake. He lost like six
Yes,
tenths
he did
on the
make
lap
a
also.
mistake too, but
Yeah,
I think also track evolution kind of hurt him over
yeah,
there
obviously.
because
Yeah,
cars were, yeah, I think the later cars had a big advantage.
yeah.
Like
Aston
even
Martins were
six,
flying.
even with six tenths, when it is Spa, you don't expect six tenths to cause you to go P18s, right? Like we had
I mean,
six.
he probably should have been a tenth or two out of Charles's time.
Yeah, yeah,
So yeah.
yeah. So I think yeah, because eventually he was what he like seven tenths behind Charles. So but yeah, I think it was just because of the track evolution at the end of SQ1 as well. It just the times got compressed a lot, which kind of took Lewis out. Otherwise, a 610 gap at Spa is not that big considering how long the track is. I mean, we saw P1 and P2 the gap as 610s at some point. So yeah, we'll see how the sprint
Yeah,
turns
race
out.
comes through. Yeah.
But yeah, before we start predictions, I think Aniket and I we're going to do for the second half of the season. We're going to spice predictions up a bit, aren't we, Aniket?
We are.
You want to tell our viewers what you're going to do?
Yeah. So what we are gonna do is we are gonna pick a prediction wherein we're gonna select the driver who's gonna finish in that position, but the person who goes second will not be able to choose the same driver.
Exactly. So that
It's
should
that simple.
that simple exactly, and not just positions. Even for say a rookie or bust, or hot takes. I think we want each person to kind of have it different so that we have some more variety in our predictions. Otherwise, we both of us end up going with Lando P1, Oscar P2, Max P3. It gets a bit stale, right? We need some new kinds of predictions, and I think we can also start maintaining a scoreboard. Uh, um,
We will.
yeah, basically, whoever's predictions right gets or closest rather. Yeah, we can figure out the points in the review, but yeah, it's going to be fun, and we'll see end of the half season. We'll see who's Nostradamus and who's the Nostradamus.
Is that the award we're gonna give out?
Yep. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, we'll also alternate who goes first so that nobody has an advantage in things. So I think our categories would be pole position, P1, P2, P3 in the race, and then rookie of the race, bust of the race, hot take. That is 7 categories. We need an 8th category to make it fair. Can you think of anything else, Aniket?
You wanna do overtake of the race? I mean, that's something we can do after the race,
Yeah.
probably. But before the race, I think that should be good.
We need one more category to even it out because we have 7. We need to be fair between the two of us. I do remember in our previous predictions videos we did an 8th category. I can't remember for the life of me. Let's see if I go to our Monte Carlo.
The Ferrari of the race. Okay, now the rookie. Okay, the best British driver in the race.
Are there that many British drivers?
There's Lando. There's Jensen. Sorry, not Jensen. What am I
Jensen.
saying?
Oh my god,
Oh,
Jensen Button.
that's how much Lewis Hamilton's P18. That's how much Lewis Hamilton's P18 has impacted me, fellas. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do this. So we'll do bust. And we'll do a big surprise. And so big surprise is something different from hot take, right? It's what we hot take is just us trolling the grid, and surprise is what something maybe a more wholesome kind of a prediction that we'll take. So like yeah. So that's how we'll do it. So yeah, let's begin. Yeah. So this is for YouTube. Yeah. So let's begin with the spa predictions of Pod in the Apex. Aniket, are you ready?
Ready? Let's go.
Let's go. So we start with pole position, and I'll go first. So you'll go first for P1, Aniket. So you're lucky. So I'll go first for pole position, and I'm also going to write these down so that we can, do our scoring later. But yeah, pole position for the Belgian Grand Prix. I'm going to go with Max Verstappen.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
You're going offbeat. He's got the full crowd behind him.
Yeah, he's got the full crowd. I
He's
think
half Belgian anyway, right?
exactly. I think. I feel because so quali is tomorrow, right? Or if you upload it late, basically.
Yes.
But depending on when you see it on YouTube. But yeah, for Twitch viewers, it's tomorrow. So quali is on Saturday evening, and Saturday's weather forecast as of now it's like pretty dry. There's only a 20% chance of rain, and the Red Bull is having a low down for setup. And I think after Max came so close today to taking pole, only like an Oscar world beater, kind of managed to
Yeah.
knock him off pole today. But I think Red Bull probably learn after the sprint because we have break in park firmly after the sprint, so they can do setup changes. That's how famously Lewis Hamilton screwed up China. Uh, so I think Red
Oh,
Bull will.
Ferrari screwed it up for him.
Yeah, Ferrari. That's what I meant. Sorry, Aniket will kill me. But I think I think Lewis will. Sorry, not Lewis. What am I saying, man? I think Red Bull will kind of learn from sprint quali and sprint. Maybe effectively use it as FP2 and FP3. Make setup changes, and I think they're going to come out pretty strong for quali. And we all know how Max Verstappen drives that car, right? So yeah, I'm taking Verstappen for pole, so I think I made it easy for you, Aniket.
Yeah, I mean, so I have to probably naturally pick one of the McLaren drivers,
Yeah,
and
which one?
I'll stick to Oscar because he's just doing so well, right?
Hmm.
So
Okay,
yeah, I'll go with Oscar Piastri for pole. He reminds me of a certain Kimi Raikkonen around this track, especially after today's performance.
right.
So
Yeah,
I'm
man,
gonna
that
go with
that
Oscar.
quali pole lap was just
Yeah,
amazing from Oscar. What
sensational.
a lap, man! What a lap.
So I'm guessing he'll probably do more of it tomorrow as well.
Right, right. Yeah, I think today's Piastri's pole lap today it was so good. Man, one with the car, right? It had shades of that, Verstappen lap at Saudi we saw earlier this season. Remember Verstappen's pole lap, another just flat out,
Yeah.
very good. Or I think even one of Lewis's pole laps with the what's the W11 2020, or in 2021.
In W11 in 2020,
Yeah,
in at the same track.
yeah, at Spa as well, right? That
Yeah.
was another amazing lap. So yeah, that's what
Yeah.
that's what seeing Oscar today reminded me of. So yeah, I think it's a good pick. He took pole today. He'll probably take pole
It's a
tomorrow.
safe pick, I would say.
Yeah,
We'll see. I mean, the conditions might always throw us off and throw a little bit of surprises as well.
right,
But
right.
yeah, if it's dry, I'll put my money on Oscar.
Yep. So now we move on to the race, Aniket, and you go first this time. Who's P3?
P3, I'm going for Max Verstappen.
Ah, okay. So you're going for Max. That puts a wrinkle in my plans now. I wanted to go for Max P3 because I don't think the Red Bull can do it over three. I mean, over a full race
It's
distance.
difficult, right? Because we know the McLaren race pace is always going to be
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
So
I think I'm going to mix it up a bit. I mean, this. I think the safe option would be, yeah, for me to take the McLaren, one of the Papaya boys in P3 and kind of do it. But yeah, I think. Nah, I think I'm going to go emotional. I'm going to channel my inner Matt Gallagher
okay.
and say
So you're gonna
Charles Leclerc for P3. Matt, you should see this. You'll love this. Yeah, I don't know, man. I
we're
think
gonna we're gonna probably clip this and send it to Matt and tell
yeah,
him that we're paying homage to you on this channel.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I think I just feel I think Charles looked good today. I think that Ferrari. I mean, obviously, it's too early to say. Ferrari did have, as you know, they upgraded the race suspension this weekend.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel
I mean, the rear suspension is not making any dividend as such because they're still like seven and a bit tenths away from McLaren,
yeah, but you're close to
and they're
P3.
still.
That's the hope
Uh,
I'll. That's the hope I'll.
I think Lando is not generally performing well in qualifying, but let's hope. Let's hope, right? Why not?
Yeah, that's the hope I'll cling on to as a Ferrari fan. Say I'll go for Leclerc P3, P2. All right, this time I'll go first. P2. Who do I go for P2?
By the way, I'm also writing it down so we don't forget it, and
Yeah,
we have the points in score. Okay,
right.
P2 is you.
Yeah, P2 is me. I'm going first for P2. Man, I'm probably painting myself in a corner with these predictions, but I'm going to go for Max Verstappen.
Okay.
Yeah,
So neither the McLarens now and P3 or P2.
yeah.
Okay.
What about you, Aniket? Who's your P2?
I'm gonna go with Lando Norris.
Ah, safe.
I'm playing it all safe this weekend.
You're literally the Tom Bellingham of this channel. Yeah, this is such a Tom Bellingham prediction, man. So who's your P1 then? Oscar Piastri?
Obviously, Oscar for Paul, Oscar for P1. I think he
Ah,
takes it. I think it's like, he didn't win in Silverstone, right? Because of silly error or, the whole brake test thing or whatever.
yeah,
So
yeah.
he's going to get, kind of redemption here and increase that championship lead back up to,
Mm-hmm.
15 points after this race. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so obviously I cannot take Oscar for P1, but should I go on experimenting and predict George Russell for P1? Nah, nah. I think I'm gonna keep.
Oh, that'll be extreme. You're saying no McLaren in the top three?
Nah, nah, nah. I think that's just uh me killing myself. I think. Well, I mean, you took Oscar for P1, so I obviously can't pick Oscar. So I'll go with Landon Norris. I think I've made two outlandish predictions in P3 and P2. So and possibly even pole position. So yeah, I think I'm going to go with safe one in Landon Norris. But yeah, I think with Oscar looking better, yeah, we never know. You might have me.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm gonna be winning this one. If
Yep.
if it's dry, we'll see.
Yeah.
But we'll see. It
Oh,
could, who
if
knows?
it's wet, I think all our predictions go out the window here.
With the, yep, we
But
might have to
although,
like.
sorry, good.
I'm saying if it's wet, then basically we might have to do a revised podcast tomorrow just before quali starts. Just before quali or sprint. Yeah, quali starts. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think I will say this much: if it rains on Sunday, um, I think I have a little bit of the edge because Lando is so much better in the rain than Oscar.
Really? But in Silverstone we saw it otherwise.
Are you sure?
I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
we did see Oscar opening
right.
up a gap of almost 10 seconds, right? Before the
Yes,
safety cars came out.
yes,
Safety car came out.
but then who won the race, Aniket?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's not a fair argument, though.
Yeah. So yeah,
Yep.
I mean, we'll see, we'll see. Now let's go to rookie of the race next. Oh, it's me going first. I think for rookie of the race, it's obviously a bit subjective, but I think yeah, I think also Aniket we can start putting Kimi back in the mix because he's doing so bad. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, I think
I think we
obviously
should.
for rookie of the race, yeah, even if Kimi is first, I think we'll have to take a more in the pod in the review. We'll have to take a more nuanced decision of who is the rookie of the race, depending on the car they drive and all that. But yeah, I think I will go with I think I'll go with Ollie Behrman for rookie of the race. Let's go.
I was gonna go with Ollie, so you stole my prediction. Just because
Ah.
of today's sprint quali, he put it in P7, right?
Yep, yep.
Mm.
Well,
I'll go with Gabriel Bortoleto because he also had a fine qualifying sprint quali.
yep,
And he's looking good on this track compared to Nico Hulkenberg, the hero from the last race which we had, which was like probably about 5 months ago now.
right.
So, yeah, I'll go with Gabriel Bortoleto for this one.
Yeah, I think Botlet is a good shot. I mean, I was kind
Yeah,
of confused between the two, between Ollie and Bottleto. But yeah, I think that thing is a good shout. I mean, if they do end up close like today, I think we're going to have a big discussion on the review and who to pick as a winner for that. But yeah, we'll see. Next is the bust for the race, Aniket, and you're up first. Yeah, I think from now on for bust, surprise, and hot take, it can either be a team or a driver. So it's up
yeah.
to you. So who do you want to pick
Who
for the
should I
bust?
pick? I'm gonna pick Nico Hulkenberg.
Ah,
Sorry, Nico. Yeah, from the highs of the last race to the lows of the lowest. So, I think he finishes like around P15, P16 this race.
He was P17 today.
Yeah, so I think that's where he's gonna probably finish.
Yeah, yeah. I think Nico is a fair shout. And yeah, just to clarify the rules before we go ahead, if you pick a team for this last three for bust, hot take, and biggest surprise, I cannot pick that team or their drivers, right? That's let's keep it that way. So if you had said Sauber, then I couldn't pick Nico as the bust. So, but yeah, I think my bust of the race. I mean, you're not going after me, so I can't do anything now. Um, yeah, I see a lot of hype about these people, and I think they're going to come crashing down to earth. I'm going to go with the Aston Martin Aramco Cognizant Formula One team.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Despite the great showing in quali today, in sprint quali.
You mean in SQ1?
Yeah, SQ1. I have no idea how they got into like SQ2.
And then they were terrible,
Um,
right? They were last in SQ2. They're 14th and 15th. So I think they're still bad. I think they're just, I don't know. I think Alonso just took a bit of coke in SQ1. But I think they're still bad, man. They're bad. I think they're a bit overrated. I think they had like a couple of good results. I think everybody's going gung ho on them. Like how you said Nico Hulkenberg for the bust. I think
hmm,
similarly Aston Martin's luck will run out,
hmm.
and yeah, so I think it's not going to look pretty for them.
Yeah, fair shout. We'll see if that actually happens.
Yeah. So let's say hot take. I will go first. So obviously our hot takes, all these predictions only for quali and race, so no hot takes here. But I think for hot take, I think yeah, I think I'm going to go with a double Sauber top 10 in the race.
Okay.
Basically, both the Saubers finish in
So
the top 10.
Hulkenberg improves his weekend, and Gabriel
Yes.
Bortoleto also keeps it
Yeah,
consistent.
I
Okay.
think Hulk is a experienced operator,
Mm-hmm.
and I think at least when this prediction, there's some hope that there will be rain, which will allow probably Sauber. Sauber, I mean, I'm having pretty good strategy of late, especially when it's been raining and all of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have hope, man. I have hope in my kick stake F1 team kick Sauber. What's your hot take, Aniket?
My hot take is going to pain me and a lot of Ferrari as well
Oh
as
no! Oh
his
no!
fans.
Oh no!
I think Lewis Hamilton does not finish in the top 10.
No! No!
I I'm laughing here, but it's like a little painful to say. But I feel that the car. He's not at one at the car, and it's not. I mean, after one practice session, it feels like there's not enough time for
Oh
them to
my
do much.
god. Okay.
I hope to be wrong. I hope I lose out on this one, but
If you lose, I'm
yeah,
making a clip of this and putting it, Aniket.
yeah.
I'm going to shame you so bad for this.
I hope I do lose out on this one and Lewis finishes at least in like top five or something.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my god. Imagine if you get
But
a Lewis Hamilton podium. I'm going to clip the hell out of this take.
yeah,
But
but
okay. Okay. All right. You are up again, Aniket. What's going to be your biggest surprise of this weekend?
biggest surprise is what could it be? Okay. Biggest surprise is I'll have Carlos. No, was it? Was it Carlos Sainz today in
Yeah,
P7? Carlos Sainz will finish in
P6.
the top five.
Oh wow. Okay. I think that's not a bad shout. He was P7 today.
Yeah, the Williams is looking good on this track.
Yeah, the Williams looking good. I agree. I agree. I think my biggest surprise, you know, yeah, I think for my biggest surprise, I will go with. I have so many takes here. I don't know which one to pick. But yeah, so I think we said we'll keep it a little positive, right? So I don't want to troll anybody. Okay, I think my biggest surprise would be Pierre Gasly in top five. I'll go with the
Oh wow.
same kind of prediction as you, top five, but I'm going with Pierre Gasly.
So we're getting like one kind of not from the top four teams in top
Mm.
five.
Yeah, yeah. I think
Mm.
so. The Alpine, I think Pierre Gasly again is he's really out driving that car. I feel he's like the Max Verstappen in the midfield,
Yeah,
in a way, and Colapinto is absolutely right.
yeah.
I don't want to scold Colapinto, man. I feel bad for him.
I
Uh,
think what when how many races more is he gonna get?
I
Because
don't know.
now
He's
this one and probably the next one, and then they're gonna cut him loose.
yeah. I mean, his 6 races are over, so I don't know what he's doing, man.
Yeah.
But no, I think Colapinto is really struggling this season, right, in that Alpine. So, but I think that car is good, man. I think that Alpine, it is a decent car, and if again we see some rain and all of that, we saw Pierre being good in the rain, right? Like even last year in Brazil, we saw um, Gasly on the podium, and I think even Silverstone didn't he do well, Pierre Gasly, um, or am I?
He did. He did.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think yeah, he was P6. So despite all the jokes about Alpine, like if Nico Hulkenberg was not on the podium there, Pierre Gasly was P5 in Silverstone, right? So yeah, I mean if Lance Stroll is not holding up half the field in P3, uh, I think yeah it would have been a very different top five. So yeah, I think I'm going to go with Pierre Gasly in the top five.
Good shout. Good shot. So basically, I mean, it's good for F1 also if one of these teams have
Yeah,
someone in the
yeah,
top five.
yeah. Good for F1. Probably bad for Ferrari if this happens.
There's nothing which is going good for Ferrari this season. Nothing at all.
Yeah, man. So yeah, that's our predictions. But yeah, Aniket, coming back to the weekend, Ferrari had a lot of hype with the rear suspension. Obviously, we only had one practice session, and I think the sprint race tomorrow will also be more testing ground for the team. But what are your hopes? How much hopes do you have? Like, and the reason I'm asking you is, we saw Lewis say to the media today that he's taking a lot of observations on the car. He's going to he went to the factory, I believe, for 2 days each week, something like that. So he's going to the factory a lot. He's spending a lot of time in Italy. He says he's very motivated to win an eighth title, right? And that he wants to win with Ferrari. So seeing all of this, what do you make? You know, what do you think? You think that race suspension has some Lewis magic and Ferrari can do well? Maybe not at Spa, but the future is like Hungary or Zandvoort and whatever races we have coming up, right? Probably Spa is probably too early for it to show effect.
Yeah, I
But
think Spa is too early because they've just had one practice session and
mm,
not really had the time to dial the car up to either driver's liking.
yeah,
I think Charles, since he's more accustomed to the cars, got it to where it kind of could be.
mm,
But Lewis probably maybe needed another practice session to
right,
then tune the car up. So it's still early to say how much the rear suspension upgrade will actually give. Will propel them up the leaderboard or something because McLaren is running away with it right now, and there's
yeah,
no
man.
stopping
Oh
them.
my goodness.
And McLaren and Max as well. He's driven the Red Bull outstandingly well this season, despite
Mm,
it being a
yeah,
very turbulent car at certain times. So its true effect won't be seen till the next race in Hungary because
mm,
we'll have a regular kind of race weekend then. So better time to assess it. But yeah, Ferrari definitely needs a lot of changes. I think Lewis
yeah,
definitely has kind of brought his imprint in. He also mentioned that they've had a lot of great drivers over the past years, but none of them have come close to winning a championship in this last 10 to 12 years, right? So
mm-hmm.
there definitely needs to be
Yeah,
changes
right,
in Ferrari, whether it be in the technical department or the management in
mm,
terms of listening more to the drivers' inputs and so on. So
right,
it's a good benchmark for them also for 2026 because the development has already started for 26,
yeah,
and that
yeah,
is where their focus should be now. So yeah, I think only time will tell whether Ferrari can actually. Now we're going to play the game of whether Ferrari can actually win a race this season.
True, but something also interesting what Lewis said today is that he doesn't want to have the same fate as what befell Vettel and Alonso at Ferrari, right? I think between the two, he almost had close to a decade of racing. And even if you count in Kimi's second stint, Kimi was still a good driver in his second
Yeah.
stint, but he also again didn't win a championship or anything. I think Lewis didn't say Kimi because Lewis won '07
No,
with
he did say
Ferrari.
Kimi.
Okay, he did. Okay, I probably
But
missed
I
it.
think he was referring to the obviously the latter half of
Right, exactly, because
this century. So
obviously the last Ferrari champion is Kimi
yeah.
Raikkonen. But yeah, so Lewis is very motivated to avoid that fate at Ferrari. Obviously, he said Ferrari is a very passionate team, a very storied team, and he wants to win a title
Yeah.
here. Do you think? Do you think he can? What's your Pod in the Apex prediction? Does Lewis
It's
win a 8 title
I
with?
want to be positive. I want to be really positive.
Yeah,
But it's a very long shot now, right? Because
not this season. I mean, at his
yeah,
Ferrari
I mean
career,
not this season. I think
definitely
26
not this
again.
season.
26 is again a time bomb, ticking time bomb, right? We don't know what's going to happen.
Right?
It's again new regulations.
Yeah, yeah,
We cannot predict stuff for 26. I believe,
yeah.
as of now because it's a whole change, right? It was when the cars moved from 2013 to 14 and the whole new from V8s to hybrids. So it's kind of similar to that, massive changes. So
Hmm.
we just hope Ferrari is on the right track and doesn't come out again next year like how they did this start of this year.
Right.
Because Mercedes is rumored to be up there in terms of the engine program.
Hmm.
So it's imperative Ferrari doesn't fall behind early. And
Yeah.
they also have the risk of losing Charles Leclerc at some point in the future as well. So that's another thing.
Yeah, man. I wonder
So
how. I mean, I know Charles kind of feels that he owes his career to Ferrari, but how long can he really stay if he doesn't see results?
what's he been there for? 7 years now, I think,
He's
or six
basically
years.
the junior driver from the time he's
Yeah.
born. He's been a Ferrari guy.
While Max Verstappen has already won like 4 championships in that time period.
Exactly.
So
Right.
and now either one of the McLaren drivers is probably going to win the championship.
Right.
So yeah, it's not. I'm sure he's also getting frustrated with how things are, and 2026 can't come soon enough, I believe, for Ferrari.
Right. Right. Yeah. I think at least for the short to medium term, yeah, I think 2026 will be like a defining year for Ferrari probably. I mean, they have two drivers. I mean, two very very good drivers. One is a seven-time world champion. Another is a potential world champion if they can get their stuff right. So yeah, I guess we'll see. There's another team I wanted to talk about today, Aniket, and that's obviously Red Bull. It is the first ever weekend for Red Bull without Christian Horner,
It's an
and
honor-free weekend,
it's a Horner-free weekend. Nobody's honey.
and good
Uh,
for us as well because we don't have to watch and listen to Honor on Sky Sports. Let's go to Christian Horner. No man, we don't want all that.
Yeah, but it's kind of feels like an end of an era, right? Because like Martin was or Crofty was saying today, Horner never also missed an F1 weekend in his 20 years with the team. Like
Yeah,
Vesser missed a weekend this year. Toto has missed F1 weekends. Horner has never missed an F1 weekend. And yeah, so what does this really mean for I mean obviously Laurent Mekies is no slouch. He's a good team principal. He did very good stuff with Racing Bulls. And again, what I want to ask is, what does this mean for the future of the team? Like, does Max really stay? Maybe he stays for 2026, right? Okay, let's assume Max stays in 2026, right? And he's Max Verstappen. He will drive that car to podiums and the occasional win. Maybe again be P2, P3, P4 in the championship, right? But obviously, another season like this, he's going to be really frustrated. He probably leaves the team. What happens to Red Bull after that? I mean, there's no Christian Horner. You could say he and Adrian Newey are kind of like the visionaries of this team, right? And now they're becoming corporate, right? We heard that even the Horner decision was a more corporate decision because they didn't want Horner overseeing their engines, their F1 team and all the bunch of factory stuff that Honor was overlooking. They want to have these different people in each kind of division, more like a running team by committee. But we know Red Bull, it doesn't have any automobile pedigree, right? It's an energy drinks company, right? So yeah, I guess my long-winded way question was, or what happens to Red Bull after Max? Let's say he leaves end of this year or end of next year. What happens to Red Bull? Is Red
They
Bull
go back to being a
participating
midfield
in?
team.
I don't think I'm going further. Is Red Bull going to be on the F1 grid in 2030?
That depends on how the engine program goes.
Yeah.
Everything is relying on the engine program, right? They took a bold step
Hmm.
to finally kickstart their program and now have it kind of take off in 2026.
Yeah.
So it's all on this program, whether it's going to help them be successful or not,
Right.
and also whether it's going to help them keep Max or not. So at this point, we still don't know what's the decision. Mercedes also not sign any of the drivers to long-term contracts or anything. So it's again a waiting game till probably the summer break. So we won't know anything about it. And Max as well, when asked about it, what did he say? He said like, I might not live tomorrow as well or something like that. I'm paraphrasing. So
Yep.
typical
Yep.
Max answer. He's not gonna give anything away, and neither Mercedes also. So I think Red Bull have come this far. They've won so many championships. So they are the most recent champion in terms of the World Drivers' Championship as well. So
Right.
it's gonna take some time before they actually consider not being in F1 or something like that, unless things go awfully
Hmm.
wrong in these next couple of years.
Right.
So the engine program is relatively going to be unknown because we don't know. There's no benchmark to it.
Yeah.
So it's again very hard to predict some of these things, right?
Hmm.
In terms of how Red Bull will look next year,
Hmm.
whether Max will stay or not.
Yeah.
We don't know how long Mercedes are going to sign their drivers to contracts. Is it
Right.
going to be like again a rolling 1 year contract for them? It's going to be so weird, George Russell has waited all this time,
Hmm.
performed his ass off, and gets rewarded with a 1 year contract. So
Yeah.
that's gonna be super super weird. So there's a lot in this Red Bull story still to play out. I think Horner not being there opens up can of worms in
Yeah.
terms of a lot of other possibilities as well.
Right. But just going back to this, I think if you remember when they fired Honor, they even fired some of his allies as well, right? They fired Huge. I forget the other guy's name, but they also fired two of his closest allies in the team. And if they go that route of putting one guy in charge of each division and not, and although Laurent Mekies is technically the CEO of Red Bull Racing, word on the street is he's going to only be in charge of the F1 team, the trackside operations, and none of the engine or factory or any of that stuff, right? So it just makes me wonder that if you look at the great F1 teams, right? Like Ferrari is probably really the only F1 team that has survived despite being run by committee, just because I think that of the heritage and the passion and the talent in the team. To be fair, but even if you look at, let's say, the great Ferrari teams of the past, right? The Schumacher era, Jean Todt and Ross Brawn, they pretty much were dictators of that team,
Hmm.
right? Mercedes, Toto Wolff. I mean, that team is Toto Wolff and nobody else, right? That's pretty much it. Red Bull is Christian Horner. The old McLaren days, Ron Dennis, or even Renault, Flavio Briatore, or even Benetton when they won two titles with Michael was also, I think, Briatore, right? So, and if you remember, Red Bull, that team was born because Jaguar went broke, and Jaguar was a team like this, multiple people in charge of different divisions, right? And they eventually went bust because they barely got points, right? There was a lot of hopes for Jaguar when they came to F1 and it eventually didn't pan out. So do you think that can happen to Red Bull, or do you think their pedigree and their history and their culture is strong enough to avoid that fate?
I believe so. I think like they won like a number of championships in their existing
Yeah.
history. So I think they should be given the benefit of the doubt.
Hmm.
They've had a fantastic few years with Max Verstappen. So definitely things are not going to fall off a cliff like just like that by tomorrow or something. So
Right.
2026 will come. We'll see how they perform.
Mm.
We'll see if they are in the running with the other top teams as well. And then the max decision also will play out in the meantime. So
Right.
we need to give it probably another season to discuss more on Red Bull's future
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
such.
Mm-hmm.
Because Ford has also taken a risk to enter a partnership to come back to
Yeah.
F1.
Yeah.
So the Ford's reputation is at stake as well. So it's not something they would have thought about lightly. So
Right.
this is something that they are thinking long term as well.
But Ford would not have known when they entered in the partnership that Honor will be gone, right? And apparently, a lot of sponsors are also pissed that Honor has been fired. Um,
Yeah, that's a relative unknown for them as well as you said.
yes.
So I think they still have want to be in the business of F1 again, and that's the reason why they came back to F1 in a partnership with Red Bull. I mean, obviously, Horner's inputs would have mattered to them coming back, but
Hmm.
they still are going to run the show on
Right.
the engine side, at least from the next few years onwards. So, yeah, it's just a waiting game, I feel, at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see. It's definitely very, very interesting times for Red Bull. We'll see how it pans out. Hopefully, Lauren Macias keeps them coming along. But yeah, I think that's all we have for today. I think the 2026 regulations are mostly finalized, but we'll talk about that next week. I think this episode is getting long enough as it is. So
Yeah, I think we have the summer break to talk about more on 2026 as well
yeah,
as other topics in the world of F1.
right, right. So yeah, I think that's about it from us for the Spa preview, the late Spa preview. Um, do make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We also started our new Learn on the Apex series. We had a first video on some of the interesting flags of F1, and we're going to have more videos coming to you every week. So stay tuned for that, and we will see you on this pod next week with the Spa review. And hopefully, we have a very, very interesting Spa weekend. And hopefully, Aniket, if George Russell indeed wins the race, he wins it for real this time and he's not disqualified.
Yep, we all know about what happened last year.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens this year and let's see if George Russell actually does have a good impact on this race.
Yeah. Yeah. Until next week, see you folks, and we'll catch you on the other side.